Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Pinball in a Movie. In this feature, we'll talk about the Flintstones movie. We'll talk a little bit about some of the facts, some interesting points, my thoughts, and then we'll go into the pinball table from Williams. And finally, at the end, I'll have some gameplay footage for you of the VPX version. So, let's start with some basic things first. The Flintstones officially released in 1994, and it was under the genre family comedy. Now, family comedy is basically movies that are really for everyone in the family. So, the target audience the age group is kind of wide, but I think this movie definitely fits that genre because it does have a little bit of something for everyone. But I think watching this movie when you're older and an adult, basically, you can find out and see more of the subtle themes that are suggested within the film itself. So when this movie came out, and by the time I watched it, I was probably around 8 years old, 8 to 10 at the time when I watched it. So I probably missed out a lot of the themes that were embedded, if you will, in the movie itself. And a lot of people who talk about this movie always mention the puns with rocks and everything like that. And even the movie itself has a lot of puns, so that's one of the things that you might notice. But it was directed by a man named Brian Levant, and it was based on the animated series from Hanna-Barbera that ran from 1960 to 1966. It was actually a box office success, grossing around $342 million, and budget-wise, only $46 million. So it also had a tie-in promotion with McDonald's at the time. So at the time of its release, if you went to McDonald's, you'd get some Happy Meal toys based on the Flintstones movie. And I think what also contributed to its success overall worldwide was the cartoon show itself was pretty well known, and plus Hanna-Barbera was a really popular kind of animation studios, so that kind of helped it, I think. Other things also contributed to its success in the box office, including the cast. The stellar cast with John Goodman as Fred Flintstone, Rick Moranis as Barney Rubble, Elizabeth Perkins as Wilma Flintstone, Rosie O'Donnell, and you also had Halle Berry and even Elizabeth Taylor. Also, I want to note that Jay Leno did make a cameo in this movie, which is always funny. But the reason I have Elizabeth Taylor with an asterisk is because this was her last and final theatrical performance, which is really interesting to me. I am not familiar with her movies, but when you see her in the movie, you can tell that she's got that Hollywood glow about her, and you really see that her beauty, even at that age in this movie, when she's older, she's still beautiful, and she just has that Hollywood glow. And I just had to search who is that woman, and it is Elizabeth Taylor as playing the mother of Wilma Flintstone. So the themes about the general theme about this movie is basically about status and money and basically kind of like class structure, right? Fred Flintstone works in a quarry with his friend Barney, and they're just your normal average Joe everyday guys, right? But when you watch the movie, you realize Fred Flintstone gets consumed by money as through some. I don't want to ruin anything in the movie, but basically he goes up the corporate ladder as vice president, and he basically gets consumed by having a lot of money. And so a lot of the themes about that are around this movie have to do with class structure, jobs, the role of the modern family structure, the importance of relationships between friends, like between Barney and Fred. You really see that kind of like how males bond, quote unquote alpha males, because in the movie they're Fred and Barney are drinking beer, they're going bowling, and so it kind of touches and hints on that dynamic between males bonding. Also, the family structure. It's basically about the family structure of having a wife, a kid living in a house. In this case, it's in the town of Bedrock. But there's also more adultish kind of themes that, being younger, you wouldn't really catch right away, like office politics. There's even the extramarital affairs that you can see in the movie between Halle Berry's character and Fred Flintstone. It really talks about. It also is a huge mockery on large corporations. In this case, it was the Slate Company, and how large corporations kind of affect towns like Bedrock, and how it feels to kind of what it means when people go hit rock bottom, quote unquote rock bottom. So a lot of kind of themes, more adultish themes that you wouldn't catch. I certainly did not, but I definitely saw them watching this film today. What else do I want to say about it? So the film itself did not get a lot of, even though it grossed $342 million worldwide, it got a lot of negative reviews, and that's because I think a lot of people were saying that even though you had a stellar cast, probably one of the best casting in film history, it's just the delivery was flat. It could have been drawn out more and done more with that story. So I think that's what brought it down. But a lot of people were also saying and mentioning how great the set was, which I agree. The set was great. The costume design, the animatronics. You really felt as you're watching, this was a perfect translation of the animated series into a live action film. So really great. You see all the rocks and stones, and you kind of get this like Stone Age kind of theme as you watch. What else do I want to say? So, filming in this movie largely took place in Los Angeles, California, and Utah. I was reading that before they destroyed the set, visitors could see the set before they destroyed it, which was really neat to me. So we talked about the theme. Now I want to kind of mention the franchise itself. So not only the tie-in you had with McDonald's, but there was also a video game for Game Boy, Sega, and Super Nintendo. There's a prequel that released in 2000, which I have on my watch list. That's called The Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas, that I'm gonna watch too. It's made its way. It's not a big franchise by any means, but it's definitely, when you say the Flintstones, people know about it. Bedrock, people make jokes about kind of the puns with rocks and stuff, and it's actually made its way into cereal. Fruity Pebbles is based on the Flintstones, and I completely forgot about that. So if you're a fan of cereal, you'll know that Fruity Pebbles is based off the Flintstones. What else do I want to say about it? Yeah, just my own thoughts about the movie. It's really good to see it as an adult. You'd really have a different view on it as opposed to when you're younger. And I'll definitely watch it again. It seems like a good movie to watch, a seasonal kind of movie. For me, it would be like a summer movie, right? Because it takes place in like a desert, rocks, dry rocks. So I'll probably watch it in the summer, as like a seasonal movie. But yeah, it's not as good as it could have been, but I think it's not as bad as it could be as well, because it just has such a great cast with Goodman and Rosie O'Donnell and Rick Moranis. And then the Pinball Machine, now that we talk about the movie, the Pinball Machine was released in '94, and it was designed by John Trudeau. Features 4 modes. It features a 2-ball, multi-ball, a Dino Frenzy, a lot of toys and artwork on the table itself are right from the movie, and custom speech as well from Goodman and Moranis. And even the Dictabird. Who was the one that voiced the Dictabird? The Dictabird. Whoever voiced, he's in there as well. So yeah, next I'll just have some gameplay footage for you of the table. But it's a table that I think would be really nice on Pinball FX. Since it is a Williams table, they do have the rights to add it to Pinball FX. And I think it just makes so much sense because it's the theme, right? It's a family theme. The target audience is pretty wide, and so I feel like this is a table that would do really well on FX. So I hope you enjoyed my thoughts and enjoy the gameplay and commentary coming up next. Thank you. Let's go here with the machine. So if you've seen the movie, you will notice a lot of the toys surrounding it. On the left, I see the Dictabird, who is really plays a huge role in that movie. You see the bowling balls. There is a bowling ball scene in the movie. And there's even artwork on the top right. Looks like to be from the film as well. You got a lot of boulders and rocks. The boulders remind me a little bit of the boulders from Whitewater, also from Williams. Even on the play field, you'll see the Flintstones, with the whole cast there, even Dino, Bam Bam, and Pebbles. So it's a really beautiful table, and I really think it should be on FX someday. So let's go here. So remember, the skill shot is the dig at the top right. We have to hit a lit letter. Okay, we didn't get it, but that's okay. And then it also has the actual theme song in it. And then you can even see the dinosaur there extending. Just a really feel-good table. And this is a really good version as well. Oh, whoa! But like I say in all my Pinball in a Movie features, you have to see the movie to really appreciate this table even more. So yeah. Bum, 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 bum. I have yet to see if I ever do find this table on the Pinball Map app. I will definitely try to play it IRL, make a video for it. But I haven't seen one near me. Oh no, come on! And see, you also hear voice lines from John Goodman.
Thank you for playing the Flintstones.
And that is Rick Moranis, which is always cool when they can get the actual speech from the actors themselves. Got some drop targets there. Love the table art. And just the colors, you know, really gives you that feeling of, like, you know, bedrock. And, like, even the cartoon, right? And then you see Joe's Diner. Although I'm trying to remember what was... Like, I just saw the movie, but I can't remember, like the Joe's Diner. And then in the middle, you see how it spells concrete. I don't want to ruin the movie for you, but you'd have to see the movie to understand why it's, you know, spelling concrete. Got 2x multiplier. Shoot for the machine. Oh, yabba dabba doo. And so the machine it's referring to is that machine that the Slate Company was devising. And this machine was basically to mass produce, like, houses. And I believe you also hear voices of the Dicta Bird. But I've actually never seen the cartoon show. I mean, I know about it, but I haven't actually sat down and watched an episode of the Flintstones. I think it used to air on a network that I used to have back in the day, Cartoon Network. I think Cartoon Network used to air, like, old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I just never watched it for some reason. Ooh! Hey, Slate, how's about a bonus? See, Slate is the company that Fred and what's the other guy's name? Bernie worked for. Looks like we spelled conch, not concrete though. But thank you guys for watching and play this Pinball in a Movie. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you've seen the movie, what you thought about it. I'd love to hear your opinions. I like to talk about movies and see what you guys have to say. So, till next time, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.